Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Talking Skritt. I'm your host John, better known as Dale, around Yak Ben. We have a fantastic show for you. 4 years of Guild Wars 2, Tremors in-game and out-of-game, and other catastrophes, and much more. But first, let me introduce you to my fellow host. He's a moderator over at MMO Champion. Speaking of Tremors, if they ever reboot that series, maybe look towards a man with the range of X-Men Origins Wolverine all the way to Guardians of the Galaxy. Say hello to Jim.
Hi, everybody. Deo, you get a -1 for the cat pun.
Never. And I'll have you know all those cat calls. I don't know. I was gonna go with cat calls. I don't know. All right.
Fail.
And you can read her stuff over at her blog mmorly.com and at mmorpg.com. A mod over at MMO Champion. Hopefully we find out how much she paid ArenaNet to add all these cats to the game. Say hello to Robin.
Isn't it not the best thing ever? It's so great.
Wait, is that double negative? Isn't it not the I think you're still good. But we'll definitely talk about it. And he writes over on his blog, agegaming.wordpress.com, where he answers the age-old question. So, how did you break the game this past Tuesday, Age?
Was not me. Don't
I'm just
do that,
saying.
Dale. Do you know how Reddit works?
I'm just saying. You were going to do a 24-hour live stream of Guild Wars 2.
Oh, yeah. So, like, he told ArenaNet, I need help to get out of this 24-hour live stream.
The plot
That's
thickens.
what happened.
Hey, no.
I was going to go with
No.
ArenaNet secretly hates you, but oh, here we have it. That's Age tried to get out of it, and he asked ArenaNet. There you go. I like that one better. Got the scoop.
Alright, guys.
You can't cheat, Age. You're gonna have to do it.
No, he said he was going to reschedule it, but oh, that would be great if that went rampant. I mean, not for you. Because we got the scoop.
Why did I come here this week?
Because we love you.
Because you love us.
Because it's been a glorious 4 years in Guild Wars 2.
That's true.
And this week, we talked about last week, they were doing sales beginning last week, all the way through this week. We'll get to those. But we do finally know all the stuff that we were going to get for the 4th birthday for your character and your account. So let's jump... well, let's lead up to it. They put out a bunch of great stuff, like an anniversary video, which I think was like... wasn't like 6 minutes long or so. Basically, it wasn't as long.
It was a while.
Yeah, it wasn't as long. I'm basically comparing it to the, if you want to see guild chat this week, which was kind of like an
3 hours.
Yeah, it was a longer version of that. So if you want like a synopsis of like little stories and little memories that they had an anniversary video. But if you want like a lot of more stories and whatnot, definitely go see guild chat this past Friday.
Yeah, I didn't have a chance to actually watch it yet. So
Oh, it's worth a watch, but it is literally 3 hours long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, I meant the YouTube video that they put up, the shorter one,
Oh,
not the
okay.
VOD.
Oh.
Yeah.
That one was good, but there were a few moments where it made me like teary-eyed, like mostly where they're talking about like what it was like for them where I think it was Matt Medina was talking about how he stationed himself in the human starting area where people enter after doing the introduction area when they actually enter the world for real for the first time, and just seeing all of the people popping up with the cinematics. Like, I don't know why, but that made me teary-eyed. I was like, oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, I was like, that is a touching moment, because it also reminded me when they went free to play, or well, they did the free option.
Free play.
Yeah, I'm trying to use the words carefully because I know that's a hot button topic, but
Yeah.
and then they were so surprised that so many veteran players went back to the starting areas to welcome, people. And I remember them making comments about that, like almost the same thing. Like there were so many people waiting at that inn, or at the.
Yeah.
So it kind of reminded me of both those things. I was like, yeah, it made me feel, it warmed my heart. I was like, oh.
Warmed my heart. Oh, and just so everybody knows that from now on we need to refer to B-Dogs as Bumblepugs. That is their one true name. There's a hashtag even, so
Their
make
one
use of it.
true name.
Yep.
Their one true name. It's in a system. It's in a computerized system. I'm gonna say that's a representative of Abaddon. I'm just. It all leads back to Abaddon. There
So,
you go. There's everybody's for the day.
How did Bumblepug?
Oh, well, apparently, so they were talking, one of the things they talked about was SAV and like how it became a thing that went in the game, and like everybody kind of knows it was basically like Josh Foreman's thing, but it started out with him and it grew, and there were a bunch of other people working on it and like doing various things which got it to be what it was. I think Peter Freeze said that he wrote all of the ambient dialogue that went out in the world, like when it appeared and stuff. And I didn't know that Ritlock, the guy who does the voice of Ritlock, did the voice of Moto. So that's a
Oh
thing.
wow.
Um,
That's polarized. Like that's different.
yeah, yeah. So he at some point he was talking about the bee dogs, and he mentioned that originally he wanted to name them Bumblepugs, but he got overruled by Byron Miller apparently, and they got renamed to bee dogs. So Bumblepug from now on. Bumblepugs.
Okay then.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, and I agree with Chad. Like seeing the creative process behind that is
Yeah.
like every time when you're playing all this game, like, and they go through the list like how Robin was saying. Like they talked about Sav, they talked about going through Living World season 1, and launch,
And all
and
those
destroying LA,
festivals,
and
like
yeah.
how they did the festivals and stuff, and it's one of those things they talk about a lot is what a collaborative process game development, especially for them, is. But I don't think people really understand how just how collaborative it is. Like it's hard to understand, like, because I think most people think that you're doing things and you work on this and this other person works on the thing sort of related, and like there's a lot of feedback and iteration and stuff.
To at least give a little bit of side of that, it's kind of complicatively collaborative, because like you said, when they were doing the Quaggan Deep Thoughts, they had one of the devs on there going, "Oh, this is insane." It's like, so they are collaborative, but they also aren't, like, not everybody's working on everything. So it's like,
they're very segmented, and they have their groups and stuff.
Yeah, it's segmented but collaborative, which is confusing. It's
yes. But no, it was really interesting.
That's something that makes sense. Coming personally as a developer, that totally makes sense. Because you have a small group of people that you really click with, that it works, and then you have to put a semi-finalized thought out, and then other groups who are the same way. Everything comes together into a pool, and then people get more ideas. They take stuff back to their own groups. It
was also interesting for me hearing them talk about working on the story before the story journal existed in game, because that hadn't, I had never thought about how not having that in game would have affected their process, what a difference that is. And basically they said that by putting that in, it was easier for them to be like, okay, this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened, to set the timeline better and communicate it more clearly to players, instead of throwing things out there and people were always like, oh, so when is this happening? I think there was a point in season 1 when we were doing it, and I'd forgotten about it until they mentioned it, when people were like, so is this happening while stuff with Zaitan's going on? Is it after? And eventually they clarified that it was after, but there was a period of time where, as players, we were like, I don't know, this is weird, Yeah,
it was kind of that weird balance where I think it was season 1 was after, but they didn't ever say it in game. But when season 2 came around, they're like, look, we're telling everybody this is happening after Zaitan's defeat. We got to move on with the world, because we're trying to make a living world.
Well, also season 1 wasn't season 1 when it was season 1. It was just living world.
Yes.
So that too.
Yeah, very true. But yeah, any other personal moments from the 4 years? or other like during this video that maybe sparked from the video, or
I
I
would say I
like
talked.
I like Hugh's little part when he was talking about PvP reward tracks, and he's talking about
Stuffing the bears in the boxes.
stuffing the bears in boxes. It just reminded me of Seven, like what's in the box.
That was
That was
really
amazing.
funny.
He was-
I
he
had
was an awesome
never thought of it put in that way, but when he said that, I was like, wow, that's amazing, accurate, and amazing.
It's pretty much what it is. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool. He's like stuffing fire in there too. And it's too good. He's awesome. But yeah.
Speaking of Hugh, like in the short video, this is another interesting thing, is he talked about, so he was in QA when the game launched, he talked about like they were all counting down and all the QA people were like running to their desk and the QA lead was like, oh, hands on deck, and like while they're counting down like to the launch of it and like how crazy that was, and like now he's working directly on SPVP and like as a designer, so
Yeah.
it's great to see the progression for people.
yeah, it was kind of interesting to
Launch.
hear like their feelings on launch during that shorter anniversary video. Like I think they had Gail, I think that Isaiah Cartwright was there or something. Like they were talking about like how I think Isaiah said he like literally as soon as the counter went off, he like lived like 4 blocks away, so he like jumped down the stairs and like just booked it.
Yeah,
and-
him and Mike Z both like went home and like played for like the next 3 days.
yeah, they were like yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I agree with what Chad's saying. Like they also talked about like Mike O'Brien and Colin also gave a speech during the launch, and it would be kind of cool to hear.
Yeah. It's amazing. Just so many things. I had another thing I wanted to mention and now I've just forgotten it. Oh, because like there has been people wondering for a while because we haven't heard anything from Reese Osby in quite a while. Like she's still there and she was in the video. So I was like, yay, now people can be quiet for maybe a week.
No, then they're gonna be like,
2
well, when
days
was that
max.
filmed? I mean,
Yeah.
because I think I saw someone in the comments say like, well, like 5 months back or something, she was in like an interview or something, blah. So maybe
Yeah.
they record that 5 months ago. Yeah, but
Are we getting back towards like the original name of the show with the tinfoil part here? I mean,
yeah, it does very much seem like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, if we want to get really on the original name of the show, we should move on. A lot of people probably don't know that, unfortunately.
oh boy.
So there. That might be future trivia
Yeah.
someday. So there you go. That was bad. That name.
Yeah, it was bad.
But yeah, honestly, I would say if you want to go see those and the 3-hour one, I would say it's akin to something you would see like on like collector's edition discs, like behind the scenes. Like I saw chat was saying that like like we said before, it's like a creative behind the scenes process. And so if you're at all interested that in the industry, or you tend to do that, like watch those when you get collector's editions or any of those, definitely go check them out. But let's talk about what you're actually getting for your birthday. If you made your character, well, how's it based now? Because as we get into this, some of it seems account based, whereas you also have individual.
It's still based by your
first character made?
Your first character who gets.
Okay, so once they hit that
for
plateau,
it.
they unlock the achievement for the account.
Yeah.
Okay, so you still need a character that's 4 years old, at least
So
one.
if you deleted your first characters, you're gonna have to wait a little bit.
Yes, but let us look at it. First, one of the things you'll get in it is and always thank you to Dolphy for checking this stuff out so we can find it a lot easier. First up is kind of similar to last year, a die pack, but this one is the Jubilant die pack, which actually has it's similar to last year's, where it has some of the Gemstore set dies that you can pick the set, and then within that you can pick another like that from that specific set. So the ones that are in there,
You're not risking anything.
yeah, but you only get one, so you're not getting a whole set. So don't think that. in there, you get to pick from the Timey die kit, the Shadow die kit, Mad King, Winter Chimes, Blue Shift, Bloodstone, Zephyrite color swatch, red, blue, yellow, and green. And then within there, the respective, rare dies that come from that set.
The Bloodstone is new in it. I think the Blue Shift one is new. Mad
Shadow.
King wasn't in last year, and the Winter Chimes die wasn't in last year's one.
And for
Shadow.
people...
Was Shadow not in last year either? I can't remember.
No, Shadow wasn't.
It wasn't? I could have sworn it was in.
Because the big
I thought
ticket
it was.
issue was the Timey die. Shadow, I think, came out...
Yeah.
I think Shadow
Okay.
came out that Halloween, so...
Shadow
Okay.
Abyss die. Shadow Abyss die dropped.
Yeah, I was going to say,
500
if you look at the link I posted in chat, and we'll also have it in the show notes for people on the YouTube, this is a link on the wiki that shows all the dies in each of the sets and what they're currently going for. So, because I know last year people were, with the Timey die, I think trying to get like the Electro Blue one that was astronomically high. So a lot of people are
Yeah.
trying to go after the Shadow Abyss one, I think this year mostly.
Yeah.
That's what
And
I
like
did.
chat's saying, I think it went, people were saying it was like 750. I thought it was even higher than that, but now it's sitting at like 250, 300. So,
Yeah.
Heard
I-
Aaron.
but
I
these
really
are
love
account bound,
these
so you
things.
cannot resell them. They are like last year's where they're account bound, you're not reselling them.
Yeah. I love that we got a new one with some new options, but I do like that they put old options in there too for anybody who still wanted some of those. That's nice.
Especially, if you like maybe only have one or two characters, and you hit your third birthday, and you're like, oh, I really wanted another Timey die or something. Or,
But then also, like, my only complaint about it is I wish when you opened it up and hovered over which die pack you want, it would tell you there how many out of that pack you already have. Because, like, for me, I have a lot
Oh.
of dice, and, like, so I have to sit here and, like, look up each one and, like, go through and figure out, like, manually how many of each one I have to figure out which ones I actually want, because I do have all of some of them. So that, for me, is very frustrating. I wish...
So you don't want to select one of the die pack selectors only to find out that it's one of the sets you already have everything for.
Yeah. So
I can understand that.
That's my one request. I would love that. If I
well,
can have
also
it,
you
but-
get with just the die pack, you also get 2 birthday boosters, 5 teleport to friends, 1
Yay.
birthday card which you can consume for 5,000 karma.
Which is not affected by any additional karma gains, period, at the
Yes.
end.
Yeah.
And 1 experience scroll that will boost your character to level 40.
Yay!
That you
I
cannot
feel like
use...
I should have kept my big mouth closed last week.
That's what was going to happen. It was going to happen. It's
I
happened
know.
for every single one of the birthdays since.
But it makes me kind of think, and I was saying this before the show, and it's like, if, when, I don't know, can't see the future. What happens when Guild Wars 2 reaches 9? Because it seems like they're going every 10 level, like, you know.
The thing that really annoys me is I just want to be able to consume it for spirit shards. I don't have a character. All of my characters are 80. All of them. All 9 classes. I don't really want to make another one. The only reason I have a 10th character slot is because we got 2 for having Heart of Thorns and being veteran players.
Yeah.
Well,
I
there's your key
found it
farming
funny that
character, you got
someone-
level 40s now. Ugh.
Wasn't it someone here that predicted we get a level 40 scroll?
That was me.
I think,
I brought it up, and I think Jim agreed with me.
because I was reading it, and I was like, alright, who said that on the show? I instantly thought that. I was like, God.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's good for people that don't have it, but I do agree with like a lot of people that say in the comments, even in previous years with like level 3 years, it's like, how don't people have a level 30 or all of them? But maybe that's a hardcore,
I have so many of these scrolls. I still have so many of the level 20s that won't stack together that piss me off.
I just delete them. I just flat out delete them. I don't even keep them. I don't even bother to keep them because they are literally. I hate to say this, but unless you're a key farmer, and you're not like just this kind of crazy alcoholic where you just have to constantly redo the leveling process, these are worthless.
Yeah.
Like, because they can only be used for leveling, you can't consume them. like any other means of getting an artificial, like just getting a level, like tomes. As a level 80 character, you get a spirit chart out of it. Great, fine, cool. Why can't these scrolls do the same thing?
Mm-hmm.
Give me like 40 shards instead of 40 levels.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's the going rate. That's the exchange of levels when you're 80. Is you get spirit shards.
Yep. Also, that you're getting in the birthday pack, you are getting, and unfortunately we don't have Aaron here anymore, but I feel that this was for him. You will get an anniversary mail carrier. So we have the video here, and once again, thank you to Dolphy. It'll play a little bit there, but so what do you guys think of the mail carrier? So for people that maybe aren't watching, it's basically an ethereal head that looks like a dragon, and I'll get to that in a second, that comes out and kind of shakes his head around, and I guess that delivers the mail and kind of goes away into the cosmos.
It's a letter, yeah.
That takes the letter from you, and then it goes to someone else.
Yeah.
Because you see the letter swoosh down to someone in like a few seconds after that. It's like, it's kind of crazy because all you see is the rift that rips open, and then the head is just like negative space for it, because you can just see straight through it, and it's like, what the fuck is that?
Well, at first, because I remember I was talking with Aaron on Twitter about it, he was asking, what is this? And I actually figured it out pretty quickly because it started to remind me of something. It's basically the Mordrum Dragon finisher for PvP, and I did, like, and here, there's it there. It's basically doing the same.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So you can kind of have the Mordrum Dragon finisher, not really, as a mail carrier, so that's...
It's okay, I have a Bumblebug.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
I was
see
gonna
myself
say,
using it that much. I don't know. I might have to on my... Revenant, because he's a glint, you know?
See, my issue here is, if I kind of wish they would implement a random mail carrier checkbox, much like they have a random finisher checkbox.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
See,
Well, they don't have that. That's weird.
to go with the random finisher thing as well, I'd kind of like an option to not use ones that are charges, because I want my second place WvW World thing tournament trophy as a special present, because that's limited.
I thought the random one wouldn't use your limited ones.
No, it totally does. Yeah. Although I will admit, it is really satisfying when that Doliak statue just kind of drops onto somebody. Because it's like, no, you just finished someone. That's a giant piece of metal that just kind of splatted. They're dead. They're totally dead.
Kind of like that with the snow globe.
Yeah.
Yeah, the snow globe just thunk.
And that one's actually random within itself. Like, it has like a couple different
the
ones.
Animations inside.
Yeah. And also you get to pick, and I stress you get to pick, and I'm definitely curious of what people are going to think of this, but you get to pick an anniversary backpack, which is based on each of the race's main cities. And first up we have the Radisum apparatus. Next up, the Black Citadel engine. The Divinity Reach rucksack. The Holbreck Mountain Pack, and the Grove Hydria. There's an I in there.
Hydrangea.
Hydrangea. Okay.
Is there a GEA at the end? I don't know.
Yeah, I thought it was DRIA.
Like that, then Hydra.
It's a water-bearing plant with butterflies.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. But important to note, you can only pick one of these per account, not per character, per account.
I can only assume that they're going to continue giving these out, which is why you only get one this year.
Please do.
I'm definitely assuming that.
But
yeah.
You screwed up, Age?
I screwed up. Because I thought they were not. I thought it was per character.
Yeah,
so
well, that's the assumption, because everything else is, right?
Yeah, so I went, I have one character per race that I made near launch, so I'm like, oh, I'll just, get everyone. So I was on my thief, who is human, so I picked the Divinity Reach one, the one that looks like pretty much every crafting backpack. And then I went to my Asura to get the Radisson one, and I'm like, oh no.
Well, see, that's the thing, though, is that comes with the achievement. I kind of figured everybody would realize that. Because
Yeah, but
the
you
item...
don't get the achievement until you pick it, right?
No, you get the achievement is what gives you the item that lets you select between these things,
Oh, okay.
I think.
Yeah, it says you get the anniversary mail carrier and a choice of blah 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 blah. With the
Reading it. I don't read on my birthday. I'm excited. It's my birthday.
That is that's my new motto for my
Oh,
birthday, personally.
That's
I
awesome.
don't read on my birthday. Yeah, right.
I don't know who's calling me on caller ID because I don't read on my
That's
birthday.
Yeah.
amazing.
Well, it sucks, but yeah. If I don't get it if they do something different next year, I guess I just have to accept that
I
I
have to
lost out on it.
imagine you could put in a ticket and they could help you out
Probably.
with that.
Yeah, because
Like-
honestly, a lot of people were assuming that it's gonna be back each subsequent year. They haven't said that yet,
Yeah.
Exactly.
but
Yeah,
I would have to
I hope
assume.
if it comes back each year that we get like something else different as well. Like if this is the big thing each year for the next 3, 5, 4 years.
Yeah, 4
like-
more years.
I don't know. I'm gonna feel kind of sad about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, chat saying like they like the human and Norn one. I'm probably gonna steer clear of them because I think Age was saying it, or they look like the crafting backpacks.
ones, yeah.
I'm
That was
probably
my
gonna go
thought,
for the Rata Sum one just because I really don't
That's
need the
the one I got.
Sylvari one because we had kind of Maudry. I know a lot of people like the Char one because they were like, oh, I'm gonna go with the machined weapons. I really don't use those. The only reason I wouldn't go with the Rata Sum
Char
one.
is cool because it has like gears that are rotating on it and stuff.
Oh,
which
okay.
is nifty.
Yeah, it's actually animated.
Oh, okay.
Also, the butterflies on the Sylvari one are animated as well.
Yeah.
And I think there's actually a couple that flitter like around.
Yeah, someone was
The
saying the
backpacks, it's
Sylvari
not
one's the
just-
most animated.
Yeah, like because a lot of the butterflies, like you can see them flexing their wings, and then there's actually a couple that kind of float around it too. So
Yeah.
With the human backpack, do you think we're gonna see that hat in the Gemstore anytime soon? I'm just seeing that. I'm like, how isn't that in the Gemstore? Like, I think I saw a couple people like comments going like, I want the hat. I don't want the backpack. I want the hat.
yeah, I have to. I'm gonna wait on mine. I actually am thinking about getting the Black Citadel one, but I need to see how it looks on my char.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing. The Radisson, the Char, and the Sylvari ones have effects to them. Like, I didn't notice anything with the Divinity Reach and the Norn one. Like, those just kind of look like packs on your back. Like,
Well, also to be fair, like from a cynical analytical standpoint of races in a fantasy setting,
mhm.
humans and Norn are humans and bigger humans.
Well, I mean, Sylvari are basically green humans.
Humans.
Human plants.
There's a bit of a different outlook on life though, since their civilization is less than 30 years old. So there's a slight difference there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
Okay, you're taking
it's
from a
just-
cynical lore standpoint. I was taking from like a cynical because when you have armor, it kind of all looks human armor.
I was
and-
waiting for you to just kind of look at me like I was a blasphemer when I said Norn are just bigger humans.
No, we're bigger, better. More gifted.
There we
can-
go. Okay. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
But-
We're great.
But I do kind of agree that the Divinity's Reach and the Holbrick ones are a little boring in comparison, I think is the best way to put it.
Yep. Plain. They're very plain.
Which, I mean, to be fair, Norn, they're hunter types. The theme, it goes with the theme of the races.
Right.
Like, they should have had, like, a keg of beer with, like, beer splashing around on the pack or
Oh.
something. Like, come on.
I still want that to be the brew of the month thing.
I feel like the Divinity's Reach one should have been like the center of Divinity's Reach, where you have that map there and like you have the constellations and things like that. That'd be really
Oh, that
cool.
would be cool. Yeah.
Holy crap, that'd be crazy.
It would be crazy.
that actually reminds me of that kid from the Goonies that had that special backpack that had all the gizmos in it. It would just be swirling around.
Oh, it's been forever since I've seen that movie.
Yeah, that's why I had to describe it like that, because I could not tell you the name of the kid. But also on top of all this, you also get the stalwart title with this achievement. So you get one of the back pieces, stalwart title, 1 experience scroll to level 40, 2 birthday boosters, 5 teleport to friends, the jubilant die pack, the birthday card, which is 5,000 karma, and the mail carrier. So, oh, was it really data? Okay, someone chat's answering, I guess.
Oh.
The name of the kid.
But yeah, overall, how do you guys feel with what we got for the birthday? As a
Shadow Biz die. I'm happy.
I mean, I like the die kit. I really couldn't care about the karma. I have so much karma. And, like, I know people who are like, how do you have so much karma? Make some legendaries. I'm like, I'm working on legendaries. But, like, I bought a ton of the karma required stuff ages ago, so I have a backlog of it. And now I just have tons of karma again that I'm like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really happy about the teleport to friends, though. That's awesome, because as we know, I need those.
Why? You already finished the jumping puzzle.
Just remember to put them on the right characters.
I put them in my shared inventory slots.
There you go.
Mm.
Yeah, that I don't like. I think it was just supposed to be a flavor thing, but like, it's like the part of the budget taken up in the gift is that level 40 scroll too, and it's just like,
really, I really want to, like, I need to find out who I need to get a hold of and be like, okay, look, scrolls were great the first, whatever years, but maybe we should do something different now, because it's dumb.
Next birthday, experience crystal. You can throw charges in there, so you can end up with like a level like there's 400 levels in this crystal. I can power someone with it, like, so I can put all those scrolls into one thing, please.
The next birthday, we'll get a scroll and experience tome eater that will eat our experience scrolls and tomes and give us something else instead.
Oh, jeez.
Actually, I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and chat's even saying like they're sitting on 10 million karma and.
Yeah.
Save it for Winter's Day, guys.
Yeah. Give us a mastery point instead.
Yeah.
No, they can't do that though, because
Why?
there are still accounts that don't have Heart of Thorns.
Oh yeah, so some people wouldn't get anything.
Well, wouldn't that be an enticement to?
No.
Yeah, but it would be, but it's one of those things.
For a birthday present.
Yeah, you don't want to gate.
No, not the birthday. I thought you meant to spend on karma. I thought that's what I was thinking with the karma thing.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the last thing.
Oh, you could buy one
Like
with a
literally
karma.
spend like 10 million karma on a mastery point.
I would totally do that, especially if it's a Tyria master point. Oh my god.
Save your karma for Winter's Day, and we'll do that gift exchange thing again.
Did it.
You could get a whole bunch of gifts, make a whole bunch of money off it.
But
Still have to drink drinks, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's the only title I want.
Finish your drinks, yeah.
They should make it you able in Winter's Day to buy the drinks for karma. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I agree. At least that one did use a lot more karma than other events, so we still got like 2 months for that one. But yeah, personally, I feel like the birthday, like going a little bit cynical. Like we kind of got a mail carrier that was like a reskin a bit.
it's a mail carrier.
But my biggest concern, and I think Robin addressed it, was: does this mean we have no surprises for the next 4 years for our character? Because we were kind of like hyping up the thing, like, oh, what could it be? And it's like you get one of these, and more than likely these are going to be the next 4 years. It's like, great, we got nothing to talk about for.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like they've put themselves in a weird position with stuff with the wardrobe and the mini pets system and everything, because like in Guild Wars they did mini pets for your birthday
Yes.
sometimes, but like
For the first
you
like
once
5
you
years,
have
I
a
think.
mini pet, you have it on all your characters because of the system. It's the same way with like if they give armor or back piece or whatever. Once you have it on one character, you already have it. So like having that as a big item for multiple characters is less awesome. And it kind of narrows down their choices. Like everybody jokes about how much it sucks to have like 10 Jennas, you know? Like you can't do anything with them.
They
So
can't be put in the Mystic Forge?
no.
Nope. Oh, I think maybe they can give us a yearly egg, mini egg.
That would be awesome. I would
And
take
then
that. I like mini.
it could be we're in well, technically we're in year 5 now, so we get year 5 mini.
Or
We
I'd like to
reach
see it
5 years.
along the like. I think it would have been like because they're like of each of the races, and we saw them all at the beginning, and now we have to assume that these are gonna be the next 4 things. I'd like to almost see like, hey, maybe after you're like, if they would have planned this, earlier, like the first year, like maybe you get like a helmet skin that's like a like, because I don't mind an item, like you get an item and it unlocks in your wardrobe that
Mhm.
now because then it's like, oh, it's useless on all my other characters. Yeah, so were all the birthday boosters,
Yeah.
Mm.
but or not birthday boosters, experience scrolls.
Yeah. I knew what you meant.
Yeah,
Birthday boosters are useful.
yeah, especially if you need to level up World v World or anything you need experience for, or
Yeah.
PvP or. But let us move on to also what happened this week. We had a we had a Tuesday patch. We'll get to the patch stuff. But let's talk about, like, the funny thing is that this is news because ArenaNet had an issue on during their maintenance on Tuesday, which usually is a hey, log out and log back in.
Yeah.
They had that, and then about like 2 hours later, they had to like basically bring everything down.
Yep.
Which, like, I think this should say something about Guild Wars 2 and ArenaNet, that this has to be news. If you probably said this during like in WoW or most MMOs out there, they'd be like, yeah, that's a maintenance day. When like, but I think they
Yeah.
had to be down for, I think it was 8 hours.
They were down like 9 hours, I think was the final tally.
Yep.
Okay.
And wasn't that like the downtime that they had for literally the lifetime of the game beforehand?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this
And I think
past Tuesday doubled their downtime for their lifetime downtime.
I think their lifetime of their franchise, like both Guild Wars 1 and Guild Wars 2, because Guild Wars 1, it only went down when they were physically moving the company.
Yeah,
And
when they changed places.
I want to say Guild Wars 2 went down another time, but not as long, like early on. But I can't for the life of me remember. But it's one of those things where people are like, "Oh yeah, it happened." I'm like, I think I'll take your word for it, kind of. But it was never as long as this or noticeable as this. Which, unfortunately, the issue behind it, we did find out, was soulbound items in an inventory bag other than your first bag could become soulbound to a different character on your account.
Randomly. Just
Yes.
randomly. Like you didn't have to do
so
anything with the other character. It just
Oh,
happened.
so not even on acquisition, it just could
No.
soul
Yeah,
binding
just
randomly.
Yep.
Yeah, like chat was saying, I don't know if that's the exact number, but people were saying before Tuesday, Guild Wars 2 had a like 99.994 uptime. That was before Tuesday of the 8 hours. So, granted, there was I let's get this out of the way early. There were people that still complained that it was down.
There's always people complain.
What?
Well, I think so people were upset there was downtime and, because they want to play and you can't play. And anytime you want to play a game that's out that you have and you can't play it, it's frustrating. I understand that. So people complained about that. I think what most people really vehemently complained about and were pissed off about was to fix this bug that we were just talking about with the randomly soulbounding other things. The only way they could fix it was to do a rollback to the way the game was before they did that patch, which rollback sucks. Everybody hates rollbacks, but like I think that's like the first major rollback they've ever had to do in the game.
Yep.
So, like on the one hand, yeah, it sucks, but on the other hand, it's like, well, you know.
And
first time
honestly,
in years. Like, shit.
the one thing that really truly impressed me throughout the entirety of it was the communication from Guild Wars, from the ArenaNet team. There was always someone saying, "Hey, this is what we're doing. This is what's going to happen." That post from Mike O'Brien explaining everything was amazing.
Yeah.
So
especially if you were in Age's stream for his 24-hour live stream. Just saying. Felt so bad for you, man. Like,
yeah. I mean, they did a
bad,
great job of communication. Like, there were times where I know people were frustrated because, you know, I think Mike did his first post, and then, like, there were a few hours before there was an update on that, so people were getting antsy. And I think it also speaks to how rare it is for any kind of thing that people were like, well, it's been, what, an hour, 2 hours, there should be an update, when there really wasn't any update to give, because they were just, all it would have been was like, yeah, we're still working on it. So
things are still on fire.
yeah. And like they were literally like everybody there was just like doing whatever they could to like get it figured out and work, and like everybody involved on that end of it. So I mean, I think that kind of a major bug, like it only took them that long to figure out how to fix it, to set up everything to do the rollback and implement it. Like, that's not bad.
Yeah. And yeah, chat's saying it as well. Like, they didn't get angry with it. You gotta realize that these are people too. That this is, remember, guys, this is their job. I don't think they were like, yeah, let's take it now for 8 or 9 hours. Like, let me pour a can of Coke on the servers and like let's have a fun day. I don't think they do that.
Stayed very late to work on that.
Yeah.
Like I think even probably some people who weren't directly involved probably were doing whatever they could. Like, you know, it like we were talking about before, they're a very teamwork focused group. So. It's
going back to that, like when they were talking about the launch thing of all hands on deck. And like sirens going off in the QA department, that it was probably like that all around the whole place.
Yeah. Like I would love to be a fly on the wall of the room with people when they figured out the only way to fix it would be to do a rollback, because like just I'm curious like how that conversation went and like the reactions, because like we've said, they've never had to do a major rollback in this game.
See, my thought, I don't know who would do it. I don't know who would say, because I don't know the team that well. I could just imagine the room going completely silent and just that one person going.
Then it cuts to the intro scene of the show.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could imagine like Peter Freeze and like Josh Foreman going, "I didn't do it," just instantly. Just like.
And then, well, Max Stats brings up a good point, but I know the counterpoint to it is like they only really gave a 5-minute warning before they killed the servers.
Well, I don't think they even gave I don't think they even gave a heads up.
One of the bigger reasons that they would want to do that is because they wouldn't want the problem to just keep compounding on itself.
Well, I think that's one of those things. I think that's probably when they took it down, at that point they probably had figured out they're not going to be able to fix it with any other way than a rollback, and they just needed to have it stop happening to as many people as possible. And then plus also taking it down when they knew they were going to have a rollback, that also saves people from doing things and accomplishing things that they were going to lose anyways. So I don't know, but my firm belief is that when they took it down like the moment they realized we're going to have to do a major rollback. Because it would have been nice to get more of a heads up about it going down, but that's the sort of thing that the longer they wait from that moment, the worse it is, because every minute somebody else is either getting messed up or they're doing something amazing or great that they're then going to lose.
Yeah. I was in PvP.
Because at first, I don't think they realized they were going to do a rollback. They were like, we're going to bring down servers because... So, in reality, you know what a lot of people tend to do with a new patch? Oh, something must be broken. I'm going to milk this as long as I can for that 5 minutes. Like, in the 2 hour... Like, we have here, like, it was up for, like, 2 hours and 20 minutes or so.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know how true it is, but people were like, oh, I already got... I was crafting a legendary, I got a precursor, like, we don't know how accurate that was, but unfortunately when they came out that those did have to get rolled back during that, 12 or, patch period and the 2 hours or so afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, H?
Oh, sorry.
I was in PvP, and like my ultimate fear when doing any ranked PvP in any game is getting disconnected, and when that happened without the usual notification, I freaked out. I'm like, no, I keep trying to log in. I'm like, no, this is not happening to me.
And you're like, oh my god.
And like, fortunately, Ruby and Guild Wars 2 was in my chat telling me what was happening. I'm like, oh, thank God. I'm like, wait, what?
Wow. Oh God, please not the dishonor.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess we'll just wait and see. And then I waited, we read patch notes, and then we waited a little longer. Nothing was happening, so I popped up the NA qualifiers, watched that a bit. Nothing was happening, so I played League and Overwatch, and then I realized, okay, I guess we'll just reschedule this.
Yeah. It was insane. Like, the whole thing was insanity.
Yeah, so if you noticed, I mean, this is for the people that play during that 2.5 hours or so and noticed it got rolled back. That is the reason. They also noted things that were affected by the rollback. Purchasing the game on an existing account will be restored. New accounts made in that time must be recreated. If you purchase the game on a new account, you'll be contacted once you remake your account. Account info changes, so like password, two-step authentication must be redone. Gems you bought will be restored. All in-game transactions will be rolled back, including trading posts and all that stuff. Character progression, so basically standard.
We ran on digital, we ran over money. We ran on digital, we ran on some money. We ran on some digital, we ran on some money. I'm leaning like I'm on the field for the Hennies. I talk lots of shit like my bitches look interesting. They know me once, so
Just a new account or
Well, that was
something.
randomly awkward. We're not gonna put ads on that.
And what they said was that they would have to contact support to get it back, but they said that they just were sent an email and like, it's fixed, you have it, without them having to go through any of the normal channels or anything. So that was awesome.
Did Deo die?
I think Deo died. What's wrong, Deo?
What did you do?
What did you do?
See, chat, they can't hear that. I was trying to get the stuff for the sales, so we had the gem prices. And I went on Delphi's site. Well, one of the ads went off, and all of a sudden rap was going off, and I was like, what the? So
that is the number one sin of any advertisement on the internet, period.
Yeah.
If you have an auto-playing ad, you are the scum of the internet. You are worse than the fake Nigerian princes.
Yep.
yeah. Okay. I mean, we don't monetize the episodes, but we'll definitely not do this one because that'll probably get flagged.
Yeah.
Okay. So, any other thoughts about the actual maintenance?
Bravo to ArenaNet.
Yeah.
That's really my whole stance on this.
Yeah. I think they handle it about as well as it could have been handled. As
Jim blows minds in our chat. let's talk about the patch itself. You know, the content that we were hoping to, get to play, and only got to play for that 2.5 hours. But then we really didn't. We got chronomancered. So basically, in the patch notes, some of the big things, we had a new activity, which was basketball. Has anybody had a chance to try that? Because basically, you can go there no matter what for the first week or 2 weeks. I'm afraid to hit any links now to make sure.
Yeah.
But after that, it's
it's
going to go
for
into
2
the
weeks.
activity rotation with,
Yeah.
sinking sprint. And, go
I
ahead.
don't know. I know it's not going to be this, but I really want basketball to be like everybody's given like a wicker basket and you like hit each other with it. Like that just seems really.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be it.
I really want that to be a thing. It would be funny.
I mean, you can go create that in real life if you want. You're probably gonna have the same reaction on people's faces, going, "What?"
Don't go hitting people,
Funny.
Arlie.
Come on.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
No, somebody on the internet said I could, so I can.
Yeah, because we know how well that works.
Also just standard like world polish, bug fixes, all that stuff. But also they can give us hints of all they said were Tremors are coming from the north, and there's a new current event that you can do. Basically, I'm more intrigued by the possibility of the lore behind it, because from the north. Yeah. I mean, I have a couple of like theories of could it possibly be like a more recent thing of returning? Could it be? Are we out of like spoiler territory for season or episode 1 yet?
I think so.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. So basically, the Mersat, one of the Mersat are back, Lazarus. We do know that all that stuff, like their cities and stuff, are to the north. It could be that. Because, I mean, he did kind of explode the Bloodstone, like, created bad stuff. Like, he really wrecked the thing. So, maybe he's using some, like, blowing up more stuff up north that's making Tremors. I doubt that one, but could be a possibility. What we also know is Primordius is apparently active and, angry. And Primordius is
happy. Maybe dragons destroy when they're happy.
Maybe. It's like Happy Feet. But we do know that Primordius' base was, I believe, north of all this as well, and kind of the Shiver Peaks and Eye of the North as well.
I thought Primordius' base was like underneath where Radisum is.
Wait, where's the central transfer chamber? Now I'm gonna have to remember again. But there's also I really think it's gonna be dealing with Primordius in some scenario.
Is there any destroyer activity in the Shiver Peaks?
Well, there was originally, but not that we know of. Like back in Eye of the North days, they were everywhere, but
basically it's all in like Krita and other places.
Yeah. But I'm also thinking possibility of now that with the whole ley line anomalies and all that stuff going off the charts. Oh, it's not in the Shiver Peaks? Okay. I thought talking about the shores. But what I'm also thinking of, if you remember in Eye of the North, there was a quest to deal with spirits. And chat saying Lornar's Pass, so the Shiver Peaks does have a little bit of destroyer activity. Good, yeah. They're everywhere. The power of the dragon minions. But in Eye of the North, there was a quest where I forget the whole name of it, but basically it's involving a Surin and I think is it the facets, where basically you go to this ring that's very magic intensive, and there's a spirit that comes there, and it actually has a connection to Guild Wars 2 because you can find one of his journals in the the Priory right now, and it uses the same translation language that this spirit talks about, and the spirit in Guild Wars 1 talks about distant lands and like across the shores. We don't know if if they're talking metaphorically, like across the shores of like the mists or whatever, but it seems like it's a very magic intensive, spirit intensive spot. I wonder if that has some connection with now that these ley lines and stuff are blowing up and going crazy. Could this possibly play into it as well? I hope for that. I don't think that one might be as realistic because it's not a huge plot point, but you never know. Oh, and Chad is saying Primordius was where the central transfer chamber was in the Shiver Peaks. Yeah, I thought it was in the Shiver Peaks, was the central transfer chamber.
Yeah, no, I just, for some reason, I thought I remembered there being something about the Asuras, like, were forced above ground and to build
well, they were eventually, just because, like, in Guild Wars 1, that's the starter, because you can go to Radisum, it's just basically a little camp. Like, it's nothing.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah, because I remember, I knew it was near the central transfer chamber. I was just trying to remember where the central transfer chamber was, because I remember when you kill the Great Destroyer, spoiler for Guild Wars 1, I'm sorry if you know.
Deo, why did you ruin that for me?
Yeah.
I haven't gotten there yet, Deo. God.
Well, you should work on it. It pans up to what the Asuran always thought was a statue that just had this magical magic seeping out of it, and that's where the ley lines that's where they thought the ley lines and using the gates and blah blah blah. But I'm getting yelled at for spoiler alert. Hey, I recommend it. I recommend Guild Wars 1. It's a great game. Go play it. You can earn stuff for Guild Wars 2. It's perfect. But yeah, there's a lot of cool possibilities that are coming out of that I could see coming from the Tremors are coming from the north. Realistically, I think it might be Mersad-esque or Primordius-esque, but I would like to see it maybe involve that. I think it was Varajar Fall? No, that was where you farmed raptors. I'm trying to plunge back into Guild Wars 1 memory of places, but it's been quite a while.
Anyways, there's Tremors in the north.
Ouch! Shot down. Granted, we do have a lot of stuff.
I know, I'm just saying, you know.
I know. Also, we got another thing that just talked about hungry cats. So apparently, you can go feeding some random cats around Tyria, and
yeah, they're all over.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong. Don't they go back to your home instance?
Yep.
God.
And they hang out in your home instance, and they do all kinds of crazy stuff in your home instance.
Guys, we get to live the cat lady dream now.
Yeah.
If I did that, that would just be another reason why I wouldn't want to go in the instance. Like,
oh, come on, they're really cool. Like, they'll run around and throw snowballs. Like, that's amazing.
Cats can't throw snowballs. They don't have thumbs.
They use their paws, and they're like, whew, it looks really funny. It's amazing.
They're dragon minions, kill them.
I'm with Deo on this one.
Yeah.
There's also one that it's really funny. It'll leave you a present, and the present is a dead bird.
Like, is it like an item that'll go in your inventory, or?
I don't know. I haven't gotten it, so.
Because I would like to see that being started linked in like chat. Like, I got 99 dead birds. Like, yeah, noob, I got 250. What? Whole stack. Yeah. But, oh, go ahead.
It's interesting. It's just I kind of wish the home instance was actually more of a home.
Yeah.
Had more of a mechanic that, like, you could move stuff around. Like, I was actually thinking about it, is now that they've got the guild hall tech in, it'd be nice to actually get a home that the player had access to, that they could place stuff. Like your nodes, you could place them because they'd be like unique items in your home instance inventory, so you could place them where you wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, on one hand, I like it because it's one of the few updates to the home instance where we've gotten that, like, it's not like a farming or gathering kind of addition. It's just something that's fun that's in your home instance, which is cool.
It makes it more lively, and I agree, that's awesome. And I'm kind of with QED. I'm also a dog person. If there are stray dogs that we could collect, I'll be all over that.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
I think that's the reason why I'm like,
say,
I don't want them in
matter of
my
time.
instance, because I'm more of a dog person. I'm like, I don't want cats, like...
Love all the animals. They're all
I mean,
wonderful.
I'm not gonna, like... In real life, I'm not like... I see like
You're
a stray
not
cat go,
anti-cat.
like... Yeah, I'm not like that lady on the internet that threw the cat in a bin. Like, I'm not gonna do that. Oh, you never saw that internet video?
No, don't stop. I don't want to know. Stop.
Don't ruin her day, Deo.
But that would be interesting if we had that like old story of like, oh, we had snakes, we got mongoose, then we needed to like get like gorillas to kill the mongoose, like. So it's like we get cats, now we have to get dogs, and now we have to have.
From mongoose to gorilla.
I thought that's what it was. Like it got
That's how it
ridiculous or
works.
something eventually.
Hey, as long as we get to nickname the gorilla,
Yeah.
like the millions of Harambes.
Oh no. You had to say that on the internet, huh?
Yes, I did.
Great. Now we can put that in the tag. That'll get us. But also we got the balance changes to Revenge of the Capricorn, and also mixed
Which is
borderlands
fun.
are in. So I think we said this last week. Red is always desert. Blue and green will always be alpine. So, have any of you got to try World v World
I
or
haven't
the
done it
new
yet.
Revenge of Capricorn map? Oh,
Yay, age. We've done the Revenge of Corporate Corn?
Capricorn.
Capricorn.
Corporate Karen.
Well, age, talk about World versus World first. Then we'll come back to the Revenge of Capricorn.
No, it's
Oh,
the Revenge
it's
of Capricorn. But sorry, go ahead, Age.
It's pretty much the same as it was. I didn't see any of the new things that came in with since Desert's been taken down. And I got bodied a lot in Desert Borderland because no one on my server was there. So, yeah, still a fun map. It's just that I got killed a lot.
Mm.
Yeah,
Good.
that's my experience for this week.
I don't like thieves after doing PvP. I do not like thieves.
I just got ganged up on a lot.
You should.
It was bad.
And QED, no, I don't think we talked specifically about what the Tremors were, just what we thought they might be.
Might
we
be
didn't talk
leading to.
Yeah, we didn't talk about Bernhardt at all.
Yeah. I mean,
Or
we
the
can,
game.
but I generally like to leave that a little bit. Just because it's
It
still
just
a
came out.
discovery thing.
Yeah, it just came out. And
It's new.
I don't know. And if we wanted to talk about Capricorn, like, I like the map. It's
Yeah, it's
interesting
cool.
to have. It's interesting to have the additional point pop up, and it can lead to some interesting fights. I like that they removed some clutter from the map because there's a lot of
They
line of sight
removed some-
issues.
Well, I was gonna say they removed some clutter, but it's still possible to like kind of hide yourself from where you're going. Like
Yeah.
there are so many times when we were playing where somebody would be running and I'd run around a thing the other way so they wouldn't notice me. I guess they don't look at their mini map or whatever, but they didn't notice me going to their other point. You know.
Do you show up on the minimap only if you're in combat to the enemy team, or if you're visible to the enemy team?
I don't think you have to be in combat. Because I've seen people running. Like, you don't always see people, but, like, I've seen people running with nobody around them on the other team, so.
If you're within visible range, like if they can see you, possibly see you, or if you're in combat but you leave, you know the direction people are going.
And no, QED does bring up a point, because when we were doing Zero to Hero on Wednesday, I do remember that I spawned in and I was not facing the gate. And every time I spawned, I was not facing the gate, and I had no idea where the hell I was pointing.
Yeah.
So I had to kind of do the quick camera spin around thing. And that's annoying, not being pointed towards the gate, because every other PvP map has you pointing towards the spawn gate.
It is kind of random that that's what happens, too.
Wait, Jim, what was that you were talking about? What is this Zero to Hero that you're talking about?
Why, Deo? I'm glad you asked. Oh, do you actually want me to talk about this, or?
Well, we'll plug it at the end of the show if you want.
Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Eastern-ish. Me and Arlie are doing ranked PvP. Arlie just hit ranked this past Wednesday. She just hit rank 20, so she can actually queue for ranked.
Exciting. And I already hate thieves with the burning passion of a million suns.
See, I personally...
So you know she's in ranked. That's how you know.
Well, it's the one thing that really annoys me is when you get is stealth stomping. I still am pissed off about stealth stomping.
Yeah.
It should not work. I don't mind the shadow step trick. I think that's cool because you have to be good with timing on that. I think that is awesome. I've watched Age do it. You start the channel for stomping, you shadow step away, and then right as you're about to finish, you shadow step back because it doesn't interrupt current actions, which is cool. Yeah. That's a skillful thing. Stealth stomping is not skillful.
Stealth stomping, yeah. So I should clarify, like, thieves by themselves aren't that bad. They're okay. But, like, if you get two thieves together, no. Thieves should not be able to go around in a pack. Like, that's
the only way we win.
It's not okay.
True.
It's not okay, Age.
I mean, generally speaking, it's kind of part of the class design. Like, I know Age talks about survivability, but it's like your survivability is based entirely on how well you play. Mm-hmm. Like, how well you can avoid shit, not how much damage you can take. Other classes take damage better. Other classes mitigate damage better. Thieves, you just have to die before you kill them.
Yeah. Like, I think NGs are still kind of my bane, but I don't mind them as much because all it means is if I get in a fight with an NG, it's going to be a really long fight. And we're just going to be there for a while working on it, and whoever's going to win is either whoever gets a teammate there first to help or whoever messes up first, which I don't mind. If I see two thieves coming towards me, I'm just like, bye, no, because like it's nothing I can do. It's just like I'll be dead in a minute or two here, and that just frustrates me. Makes me sad.
Well, speaking of like thieves grouping up, let's talk about servers grouping up. So also this week we got the new World v World linking. So, what? 6?
6 out of 10.
Oh, okay. I was like, do I have to say World v World 6 times? Well, I was confused. But they did note on there that they reset the Glyco volatility and deviation for all worlds to the same value, but have left their rating unchanged. This includes worlds that were previously guest worlds, but are now host worlds. So for EU, you got the Desolation by themselves, Far Shiver Peaks, Whiteside Ridge, and Fissure of Woe all as one, Gandara and Underworld as one, Jade Sea and Arborstone as one, Pike and Square and Black Tide as another, Kodash all alone, Drakkar Lake and Miller Sound together, Riverside all alone, Seafarer's Rest and Ruins of Sirmia as one, Baruch Bay, maybe, I don't know, as all by themselves. I've never been able to say this even in factions. Vizuna? What is that?
Vizuna.
Okay, I said it right, cool. Vizuna Square, Augury Rock, and Fort Rannoch as one, Alona Reach all by themselves, Aurora Glade and Ring of Fire together, Abaddon's Mouth, and, this is another one, Dizagonar together, Gunar's Hold and Vabi together. For NA, man, this is a much shorter list. Yeah, but I won't be able to talk, so it's going to take just as long. Dragon Brand, Blackgate, and Jade Quarry are by themselves at the top of the list there. So all separate, lone servers. Tarnished Coast and Caning are together. Maguma and Boreless Pass are together. Fort Aspwood and Sanctum of Rahl are together. Sea of Sorrows and Isle Janthier are another pairing. Stormbluff Isle and Gate of Madness are another pairing. Yak's Bend and Ferguson's Crossing are together. Crystal Desert, Sorrow's Furnace, and Anvil Rock are all lumped together. Henjimden Ravi, Emery Bay, Eridan Terrace are all grouped together as well. And Northern Shiver Peaks, Dark Haven, and Devona's Rest are all together as well. So, how are you guys feeling about those pairings and linkings?
There's actually a few things to note because if you go up to the...
I'm sorry, go ahead, Age, please.
Oh.
I'll do mine after.
Okay. I was going to note that if you go up to the EU ones, they kind of went away from pairing like the same language servers together, and they also, for both regions, paired up max 3 servers together instead of, I know EU had like 4 at one time.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the 2 things I noted.
Are those given in order of ranking?
I don't
No.
think so.
Okay. Because, like, I looked at that and I'm like, if that was rank, what the hell happened to Yak's Bend? I thought we were T1, like on...
No, we fell far.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Did a whole bunch of... Did all those server-hopping guilds leave again?
Well, I mean, also, there was that period of time where nothing was happening with World versus World and people were pissed off and a lot of people stopped playing, so that had an effect as well.
Okay.
And there was other things where it was like allegedly, so I don't know if I want to...
Yeah. There's always allegedly things that are happening in World versus World.
Yeah. Like I heard,
God.
it probably isn't even worth it to get into some of them, so...
Yeah.
But it also had to do with like some of the pairings, like, because, like, I know that was a problem with EU, like how Age was saying they diminished doing like the 4 thing, because with the pairings it was, 50% of the population came from one, 50% of the population came from the other. Mm-hmm. Well, in those cases, I would imagine it was like 25, 25, 25, 25, which could severely handicap. And I know that was some of the issues in some of the NA ones when it was 50-50. It was like, well, why can't we bring in more people? Like, But, any other thoughts of the world linking and...
I need to actually play World versus World again.
Yeah.
I don't think I've played for the entirety of Heart of Thorns.
I'm glad that it's done. It'll be interesting to see how it affects things moving forward.
Jess got a good question for you, Age.
Oh, fun times. My server's actually on Desert, so we'll probably see more action in Desert, which I kind of want to play on a bit more. Because, I played on Alpine for a long time. I want to try Desert a bit again.
Yeah, I was curious if people were just not going to play on the red one.
Basically, if it's your server, you'll probably play on it because you need to defend your borderland, but...
Yeah, that makes sense.
Next up, we have an update to the Swamplands Fractal eventually. That's the important part.
They just said they're planning to, right? Or they're working on it.
Yeah. Well, the important thing is, basically, a lot of people were saying how it felt a bit boring. Mossman was easy. Supposedly the time gating behind Bloomhunger, which, like, I can definitely understand that. The whole, like, kite, like, the fight was interesting at first, but I could see how it could get tiresome
Once
continuously.
you've done it a few hundred times.
I'll admit I have not played the new Swamp.
Oh, that's pretty good. It's
I
very
thought you
more
went
straightforward.
Into it with us once it's split.
Nope. Huh. I've played it since, like, the new Fractal setup. I have not played it since they changed the mechanics of it.
Oh.
It's a lot more straightforward, no underwater.
It's interesting.
It was me, Dale, Aaron, and Sandra, and Arlie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
wasn't
right.
able to make it for that.
Okay.
But,
yeah.
good.
Well, I was going to explain the Bloomhunger fight, but...
Oh, go
ahead.
for it.
Go ahead.
Oh, well, Bloomhunger fight is just that the time gating part is when Bloomhunger goes into like an invulnerable state and all these creatures come out, and then you have to kite around into different type of fountain wisp fountains to be able to actually kill those creatures because they're invulnerable otherwise. And that's where the time gating is. You do that like for a minute, and I think it's every 25%, and then it goes into this huge phase thing where you have to bring all the wisps into. There are 4 different wisps. You have to bring them in, otherwise they'll do a huge AoE attack. But if you get those wisps in, you'll be able to do damage to the Boomhunger.
I mean, from a played mechanics stance, I like that. I think it's interesting. It's really cool. I can understand how it would be frustrating if, like, you are at a high DPS group and you guys get to each of those really quickly and you're like, oh, now we have to do this running around. Like, that can be frustrating.
That sounds more like it's a great mechanic for a raid, not necessarily for a fractal. Like, it doesn't sound like it's fit for that kind of boss scale.
I guess. I mean, I don't know. I like interesting mechanics, so I don't really care.
So do
Well,
I. I don't want straight DPS checks every single time, but
well, like, I mean, that's why I never really got into the whole speed running of dungeons very much and like all of that. Like, I don't know.
Well, it is important that they want to address both parties, since you guys seem like you're representing those very well. Game designer Cameron Rich said that while they can't promise anything, they do agree that the fight could use a bit more tuning to bring it in line with the difficulty they'd like to achieve, while still being a fun experience for new and veteran players alike. They also did say, rest assured, that we have no desire to trivialize the Bloomhunger fight, which that's definitely important to note with Swamp, because that's kind of been the recurring theme with Swamp.
Yeah, like for a long time, Bloomhunger was like, meh, whatever.
he wasn't terribly difficult in his previous incarnation.
No.
Just make sure you killed his little spirit things that were giving him power, and then that was about it.
Just press Epi. No, that was good.
Well, generally speaking, weren't they too far away from him to epidemic them?
Well, not with that attitude. No, well, actually, Epidemic's 600 range, I think?
Yeah, some of them are like way out.
Hmm.
They were, anyway, so I don't know. But
Well, I'll just press Epi anyway. And then I have Blood is Power, so it just has... They die somehow. I don't know, man.
They just, like, they magically die. I don't know what happens.
I just cleave the boss, man.
true mentality of a DPS and MMOs in this day and age. I just do damage. I don't know.
Things die. I don't know how it happens.
So if you're ever running with Age and like after the fight he's just still swinging, it's because he's in that mode. You just gotta be like, hey,
we're
stop.
done, man.
Yeah, we're gone. Or they're all gone. He's like, okay.
I just never see spirits. I never do. I just thought it was Epi. Maybe it was someone else doing it.
Last up, let us take a look at the Gemstore, and this is going to also include the anniversary stuff that you can still get. The big thing, let's first look at the stuff that they put in this week that's new. The Peacock Scepter weapon. Once again, always thank you to Dolphy, so you can use your gems wisely. So, the Peacock Scepter, 600 gems, and currently it's at 3 days left, so it seems like it was only going to be around for a week.
I saw somebody put a picture of this next to a picture of a feather duster, and I almost lost my mind laughing.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, it's pretty, but yeah, it was just really funny.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those. I looked at it, I'm like, not for me, but if someone wants that, like I can see like a Mesmer, because Mesmers have always, even Guild Wars 1, been more of the flamboyantly like
stage performer kind of stuff.
Yeah, literally. Like I remember pre-Ascalon, you actually go meet them on a stage. So yeah, it's
really
yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
If you go out of the gate to Ascalon and Hanger right, there's a stage and a statue of Liss.
Yeah, and I hate that I don't remember the name. Rourke's girlfriend, because she's your she's one of the trainers.
Althea.
Althea. Yeah. I was trying to think
Yeah,
of the
come on,
ashes.
Theo.
I was just looking at it earlier today. That's why I was annoyed.
The funny
We
thing
have to
was,
collect her
I could
ashes.
picture the ashes, which is horrible, but because it's Althea's
Wow.
ashes, people would sell those all the time after. So sorry.
Wow.
Once again, going back to what I used to do in Guild Wars 1, for the life of me, it has been a while. But yeah, would any of you be picking this up? And if people in chat have already picked it up, do let us know, and maybe what character you're using it on.
Not for me.
No, I'm waiting for something else that Dolphy pulled out of the data files added in
Oh.
on the 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
That
Unfortunately,
hasn't been put. I'm not going to talk about it because it's not out yet. So
You're talking about it.
kind of.
I'm not talking about it, but I'm talking about it. But yeah, so if you want to go pick this up, like we said, it's going away Tuesday, so pick it up for 600 gems. Also up is the mini Garm, and you kind of see it there. Kind of a black background, it might be a little hard to see.
Yeah.
Granted, if you're watching this full screen, it might be easier to see. We're kind of seeing in a little preview box. But you can get that for 350 gems, and it's, a mini pet. Unlocked for every character, whatnot.
It's not just a mini pet. It's a mini Garm.
It's mini Garm.
Hey, as long as you can right click on him and he says woof,
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Does he roll?
maybe.
No, because that's a skill. We've learned that.
No, it's not a skill for him. It's a skill for the other guys. He just
Honestly, I think that there's like people in ArenaNet that would riot if they had killed Garm.
Yeah.
Like it just strikes me as like, from what I've seen on social media and everything, it just strikes me that people at the company would riot if they killed the dog.
Yep.
I'm sorry, wolf, dog, but wolf.
Yeah. If you're a human being, it's okay. But when you hurt an animal, everyone loses their mind.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a dog or cat, I guess.
Yeah. And also we have this. This is going away in 2 days, so hurry up. It is the Bandit Appearance Pack, and that includes 5 Shadow Die kits. Now, this isn't like the anniversary ones. These are going to be random. You can get the Shadow Abyss die or the Shadow type dies, or unfortunately, maybe just some of the more common ones. So these ones aren't guaranteed, just so you know. The Bandit Sniper outfit, and an Immortal Weapon choice, which have been in all those bundle sets, the Soul River Glider, and a Total Makeover kit, and that's for 2,000 gems. Now, also the interesting thing is, they have separated, finally, this is the only bundle that they've never separated, but they've separated the Bandit Sniper outfit and the Soul River Glider. So you can currently get them, and I think they are going away in 2 days as well, along with the pack. So if you've wanted to get this since the launch, like one or the other, go do it now. I'm so glad they waited this long so we could do it on the show, because I would have been heartbroken if it was
to be fair, for the audience right now, we have a Twitter conversation that we all talk about. We throw information in there. Deo posts that information about, hey, Age, you better start farming some gold because they just separated the Soul River Glider out by itself. And I just see, fuck. Like Arlie and Age losing their shit, and it's just like, I wish I could favorite PMs. I wish I could favorite PMs, I really do. Oh, and Mac, they made sense together because of the way Raidwing 1 is.
Yeah.
Because of Gorseval into Sabatha. That's when it came out. Like, that's why it made sense when they were together.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, now I have my Soul River Glider, so I'm so happy. Yay.
I'm definitely going to pick this one up, because this one looks...
needs to farm.
Age wants to end this early so he can go,
I don't know if I'll have enough time to farm enough gold for that, though. I'd have to sell my T6,
to be fair,
which
that's
I really
the
want.
power of the Gemstore. They are business. They're trying to make a little bit of money. They've listened to the audience. So if you, I would say if you can throw money to say like kind of a thank you for doing the right thing.
Well, not even that is
And listening.
This gives them statistics to say, you know, we're selling the bundles and we're selling the individual items so that in the future they continue making bundles and then the outfit and the glider are also separated.
Yeah.
So this tells them that, you know, you can make money off the packs, you can make money off of the individual items. So it's more statistics for them too. So if you wanted it, buy it.
Yep. You
Now-
didn't talk about the weapons.
We're getting there. Chill.
No, you
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
buy
yeah.
it.
I still have it. I still have it.
Just because the they're not numbered, it's an unordered list, Arlie. He can do it in any order he wants.
Order.
Are there numbers?
Doesn't matter. It's one after the other. It's the point
See,
of the list.
like the 4th anniversary Twitch stream. This is behind the scenes of Talking Skritt. But I know some of these. Are all these still here on sale in the Gemstore?
Yeah, I checked.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're all there.
Okay.
Yeah, I think all of those.
Also on sale is the wedding attire outfit, 800 gems. Nice thing about that, 20% off. It's it's basically cultural. So
It's
If-
unique per race and gender.
yeah, if you don't like it on maybe the Norn male or Norn female, check it out on the human or the Cern or the. So definitely go check that out.
I think that was.
As an outfit, it's so expensive.
Well, it's
Yeah, I
it's
think that
800
was-
gems. It's a little bit lower now, 20% off. You also have the White Mantle Appearance Pack for 2,000 gems. The World Terrorist Pass, 800 gems. An Account Bump, which is 800 gems, which is 20 account-bound unidentified dies. And that's account-bound. That's important to note. 5 Black Line chest keys, 10 experience boosters, 15 transmutation charges. So, are you guys going to pick up any of those?
I might actually pick up the Bandit Appearance Pack. I might. I'd have to look at the outfit, but I'm definitely
want
going to
the
get the
glider?
Soul River. I definitely want the glider. I'm not going to lie. I definitely want the glider.
Mm.
But I might get the whole appearance pack thing. I don't know.
And we also have a bunch of wings that just, I think, came out today.
Yeah,
So you still
all of
have-
the wings.
Yeah, I think you still have like 2 or 3 days on that, but definitely pick them up quickly before it slips your mind. But we have the Batwing and these are all glider combos, so they're back pieces, but also gliders. So you have the Bat Wings glider combo, the Moth Wings glider combo, Macaw Wings, White Wings, Black Wings, Hawk Wings, and also Golden Feather Wings, and they're all 15% off, so 595 gems. Also, we have the we said there's the World Terrorist Pass. We also have the Captain's Airship Pass, both 800 gems. The Silver Fed Salvage-O-Matic, 400 gems, which definitely is nice if it's basically unlimited. It charges you every time. What is it, silver? For
Mhm.
what's the equivalent quality? Is it master? I thought it was a fine.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
I don't know.
But honestly, I have the copper fed, and I love it for just garbage stuff. Definitely pick up the silver fed if you want it. It's a higher quality, chance on salvaging. Okay, it charges you 3 copper each time. It's at a master's level. Okay, thank you, chat. So definitely worth it. It comes about to the same as using a master, but it's just the convenience of never having to recreate them or remake them.
Yeah.
Is that
If you-
the silver fed one or the copper fed one?
I think
Silver-fed.
silver fed.
Smashers,
Yeah.
apparently.
That's right, because there's always that joke. It's like, oh, it's a silver fed, but it's not. Doesn't charge you a silver. But also, you have the Black Lion chest keys, 93 gems for 1, 5 for 337, 25 for 1575. Okay, chat saying copper fed is 3 copper, silver fed is 60 copper. So
Okay, that makes
Yeah.
more sense.
per use, but it basically balances out to the price that you would for making one or creating one. But it's just a nice convenience item, and honestly, if everybody got the one account bound slot, great item to put in there. It can be on all your characters. You can easily salvage all your stuff. Don't have to worry about running back to the merchant.
Yep.
Shared inventory slots, character slot expansions. The shared inventory slots, 595 gems, 3 for 1,606 gems, 5 for 2,380, all 15% off. So, character slot expansion, 560 gems, 30% off. Wow, the glider man, I'm learning. Last week we talked about this. The electromagnetic descender glider is still at 340 gems, 15% off. The electromagnetic ascender is 200 gems, 20% off. And heroic booster, 112 gems for 1, 5 for 476, 20 for 1574 gems, all 25% off. Moral of the story is, if you want to see these, definitely head over to Delphi.net, and she has each day's thing, and we usually have a link in below to the, galleries and stuff like that. So definitely go check them out over there if you want to.
And Arlie has been doing her best to. Oops, sorry, God.
No, go ahead.
And Arlie has been doing her best to tweet out on the Talking Skritt account of what the daily sales are, though sometimes, much like a Skritt, she gets distracted.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, oops, I forgot.
Something shiny happened, it's okay.
Speaking of something shiny, we did get new Black Line weapon ticket skins in the not in the Gemstore, but now that those sales are there. But these are the Bloodstone This is the Bloodstone weapon set. Currently, one Black Line claim ticket each, and these ones, as far as I know, are tradable. They're not like the last time they did that, correct?
Yep, these are normal ones.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I feel bad.
But yeah, these will increase in price as like they've tended to always do. So, what are your guys' thoughts on this? And I definitely would like to hear chats. I've heard people blowing up about this over the week about their preference on them and which ones they like.
I got the sword and shield.
Yeah, I saw you dropped a picture in Discord. The shield, I like the shield. It's just I don't play shield on anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna start playing shield on my Mesmer to use it.
There you go. I'm thinking I'm gonna play I'm gonna try and get the sword and the axe. I need another ticket, but I like these weapons. They look really good. So
Yeah.
That rifle looks a bit long. I mean,
It's a sniper rifle.
it is like Charzuka long. Like,
See, I can only imagine the number of, like, if they ever actually introduce a sniper thief class, like if they give thieves actual ranged options, like an extreme range option in one of the future elite specs.
Reminds me. Finish your thought. I'll...
Like that, something like that, I could totally see a thief using. Just like.
Okay, someone mentioned this to me last week. Overwatch's Ana, please make that my next specialization. I would love that. I would be a support sniper. That would be the best.
Heal
Please.
shooting?
Please. Please.
You shoot people to heal them.
Shoot people. I can kill
You know
people.
what?
And I can heal people. And
Rift
it's
did it too. So
amazing.
Makes sense.
and I see chat saying, not into key gambling. That's the great part. That's why I made sure they aren't account bound. You can get them in the trading post, though they are pretty awesome looking. So you might be paying a little bit more than normal.
Yeah, they're around 90 gold right now, I think.
Actually, it was funny because I had the tickets that I used to buy them. I got them when I was trying to get the shared inventory, or the teleport to friend things, so I could do that one.
Oh, that was funny that one night because basically the backstory behind it, we were doing the not so secret jumping puzzle.
Yeah.
And she kept
the diving goggle one, because that was the last one I needed for the achievement for the diving goggles achievement.
And
I need to do
internally, I am like screaming because she bought these, like she got keys or whatever, and was trying to get the teleport to friends, and she's like, oh crap, I got a scrap, I got a ticket, I'm like, shut the, no, no.
I did,
So
'cause I got 2 whole tickets, and then I got enough scraps to make another ticket that night.
You were buying a crap ton of keys to get teleport to friend items.
Yes. That was
Don't they
all
sell
I wanted.
teleport to
No.
friends?
They don't.
Really?
No.
Huh.
I yelled at them so many times. I'm like, please. Just
Yeah, so she's gonna get this whole set. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah.
ultimately, yeah, I do like the look of these, and like I really like the short bow that we're seeing right now. It's like just the curve on it. It looks like you could actually like hit someone with it if you need.
Some of the complaints I have heard is that like with the short bow and say with the staff is there's not enough bloodstone.
Mm-hmm.
Like it doesn't show as much.
Yeah, the staff actually looks more like a pole arm to me. Like it's kind of weird.
Well,
Pole
I
arms
was
confirmed.
actually talking about that with my wife, and her thoughts was that she really liked how they're redesigning like staff weapons now, so that it looks like you can whack someone with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Daredevil exists.
They're
Yeah.
finding a
Probably
good
gonna have
balance
mutual
between
ones.
Daredevil and Revenant now that they use the staff as a melee weapon. So,
Oh, that's
yeah,
right.
They're
Revenants
definitely
can use
finding
staff.
they're definitely finding a good balance with that. I do have to agree with that. Because that would have been the one worry where it's like, I remember like seeing, like when they first announced Daredevil and the Revenant, and I was like thinking about the Ascended staff. I was like, so am I hitting people with a chandelier? Like,
I want to address Max Stars real quick. I wasn't being lazy because I jumped through the whole thing and I jumped up, but like making that jump into the hole is really hard. There's a lot of things you can hit and die on the way, and I was trying to get back up so that I could easily try again. That's why that happened. And then there ended up being somebody super nice with mesmer portals who portaled me back up every time I died, which was really awesome.
Yeah, that puzzle is seriously frustrating for me. As a person who does not like jumping puzzles all too that much, I will probably do that teleport to friend thing, to be quite honest.
The puzzle itself wasn't too bad. It was mostly the diving part.
I hate the puzzle. Hate it. I just don't want to.
Which one is that?
The Aether
it's
Blade.
The Aether Blade one. And you're all the way up
yeah, that
top,
one's
and
not so bad.
You have to jump past all the platforms.
Yeah.
Little circle and hit the water. And
Yeah.
I don't do
Not so
jumping puzzles. I don't do jumping puzzles.
the jumping puzzle part isn't that bad. It's just getting to the goggles because you have to go a little bit further, and that's where it gets more troublesome.
If I was doing it once, sure, but if I wanted to do the diving achievement and I failed multiple times, I'm not going to do the puzzle multiple times.
Well, I think the moral of the story here is if you want to get those bloodstone weapons, go try to do that jumping puzzle because apparently you're going to want to buy teleport to friends but
yeah, it was
but-
crazy.
yeah, overall go pick those up while they're one black line ticket or in the trading post because the prices will skyrocket based on how many tickets it costs. But that is all we have for today. So Jim, where can you be found?
I can be found on Twitter at MalthanusMMO.
And Robin, where can you be found?
Twitch and Twitter at Arlie82 at MMOHarley.com.
And Age, where can you be found?
Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube at Age Night Road.
And you can find me at simply_Dale on Twitch and Twitter. And if you're popping in at the very last second live, we do put this up on our YouTube channel. Just search Talking Skritt. We're usually the first one that comes up. And that will go up Sundays at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. And if you are watching on YouTube, if you can make it out for the live show on Saturdays on twitch.tv/TalkingSkrit, it goes live every Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. And also, going back to the plug, what is it, Wednesdays? We do Zero to Hero with, right now it's Jim and Robin. And what time do you guys do that? Is it 7 or 8?
I want it to be 7 p.m. EST. It's just, first night it was technical issues. Second night I had to stay late at work, so...
Okay, so 7 p.m.-ish. This is Talking Skritt Way. If you're ever here for the live show, we have a little banner that says we start now-ish. So 7 p.m.-ish. Get there early because there's limited seats. Not really, but we'll just say that for sake. But yeah, tune in for that Wednesdays if you're interested in some PvP and always looking for advice and help and all that stuff. So definitely come out, say hi, or show up to the show. And as always, we will see you in the game. Good night, everybody.